Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to another day of Words of Wisdom out of the book of Proverbs. We're going to be picking up at Proverbs chapter 23, and this is what it's going to read. When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Labor not to be rich. Cease for thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up, and lose thy sweet words. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words. Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless. For their Redeemer is mighty, he shall plead their cause with thee. Apply thine heart unto instruction, and thine ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell. My son, if thine heart be wise, my heart shall rejoice, even mine. Yea, my reins shall rejoice when my lips speak right things. Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long. For surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off. Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. Be not among winebibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. Hearken unto thy father that begat thee, and despise not thy mother when she is old. Buy the truth, and sell it not, also wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice, and he that begetteth a wise child shall have joy of him. Thy father and thy mother shall be glad, and she that bare thee shall rejoice. My son, give me thine heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. She also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men. Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow? Who hath contentions? Who hath babbling? Who hath wounds without cause? Who hath redness of eyes? They that tarry long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine. Look not thou upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth his color in the cup, when it moveth itself aright. At the last it biteth like a serpent, and stingeth like an adder. Thine eyes shall behold strange women, and thy heart shall utter perverse things. Yea, thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lieth upon the top of a mast. They have stricken me, shalt thou say, and I was not sick. They have beaten me, and I felt it not. When shall I awake? I will seek it yet again. Well, that proverb there, folks, will require some discernment and probably some study. I would advise perhaps maybe if you've got the Blue Letter Bible app on your phone, I would read that in a different translation of the Bible perhaps. Maybe check out the Legacy Standard, the Christian Standard. And I'm working on doing some more research on some other versions of the Bible that has been brought to my attention that are really good, translations. So I'm gonna do some research on that, because I want you guys to be able to read something that's going to bring you the most truth and the most direct translation from the original text, by scholarly people and not by individual translators, because that's something we have to be very careful with. When you look for a translation of the Bible, you want to find a translation that was translated by a board of people, hundreds of people, not a singular person that translated this text and then it went into mass print. When you look at a translation that's got, biblical scholars and historians and such as that, that were involved in the translation, then what you see is you have a broad perspective on the truth, versus when you look at a translation of the Bible that's been translated by one individual and put into print by that individual. What you see is actually more their opinion on the translation and the truth, more so than a board that has come together and agreed upon that this is a reasonable translation of the truth. So I'm going to do a little more research, and I'm going to come at you guys with some different versions of the Bible that are good and approved to be read, to bring us the right word. All right, guys. Well, that's Words of Wisdom for today. I hope you enjoyed it. That was a tough one there. And I'll catch you guys after a while for some Scriptures with a Sinner New Testament edition. Love you guys.